I will ask you the logic of one program.
Okay.
Hello, Pratima.
Yes, Sandeep. I'm sharing my resume. Can you
Okay.
wait for 2 minutes?
I'll just grab a glass of water. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can. Okay, so I'll just ask you one question of Java. Are you ready?
Yeah. Just confirm me that I sent the resume. You got it.
Okay, I'll check. Don't worry. Yeah. Let's say there is one array. Okay, that array is having some zeros and some numbers like 1, 2, 0, 3, 4, 0, 5, 7, 0.
Okay.
Got it? You have to shift all the zeros to the right side of the array and all the numbers to the
Left
left
side.
side. And sequence of numbers should not get disturbed, like 1, 2, 0, 5, 7, 0. So it should be 1, 5, 7, 0, 0.
Okay.
Can you tell me how you will do it?
Yeah, actually, so in the array list, I will iterate through that.
You have to use only array, not array list. You have to use only array and for loop to achieve this. Take it easy, okay? Just give it a try. Yeah.
So here we can use the for loop, but for shifting the zeros to the right side. Is there any method that shifting the element to the right side?
You have to write the logic.
Yeah. So here, so the all zeros are in right side when you are giving the array to me, or the zeros is in any position in the array.
Sorry, can you come again?
So the zeros, you are giving me the array, and in that array the zeros are all in the right side, or the zeros are in between that positions?
Zeros are in between, but you have to shift it to the right side, and numbers you have to shift it to the left side. All numbers 1, 5, 7, 0, 0, 0. 3 zeros are in between.
No, actually, Sandeep, I think we have to use here for loop and then take the length of the array. Yeah, and after taking the length, And if we take the keys that the key is equal to 0, then that
Okay, fine. Let me ask you the next question. Let's say there is one string, Selenium. Okay, you have to print it in a reverse order. How you will do it? You don't have to use the string buffer class and reverse method. Can you tell me the
okay.
logic?
So here we take a string is equal to Selenium string, and the string name, like if you take string input is equal to Selenium, and then we call here the for loop, and uh, in for loop we iterate the I is equal to, we start from the I is equal to length of the string minus 1, and then till the for loop will iterate I greater than or equal to 1, and we do the decrement I minus minus, and we'll take one more string variable, that is output, and we'll make output initially as blank, and then in the for loop we'll do output is equal to output plus uh, we use the caret method, and we fetch the uh, last character of the string, and we add the last character to the output string.
Okay, good. Okay, so how many object-oriented principles are there in Java?
Yeah, there are object-oriented principles are inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism, and encapsulations are the OOPS principles in Java.
Okay, so what is the difference between encapsulation and abstraction?
Yeah, so in abstraction, we are hiding certain details and we are showing the essential information. And in encapsulation, we are hiding the sensitive data. And in abstraction, we have the uh, abstraction is achieved by two ways: abstract class and the interface. And in abstract class, we have abstract method also and non-abstract method also, and in interface we have only abstract method. Through interface we are achieving full abstraction, and in encapsulation there are only the in encapsulation we initialize the variable as a private, and we use public get and public set method to uh, to to specify that private variable.
Okay, fine. Can we do the multiple inheritance in terms of classes in Java?
No, multiple inheritance is not in Java.
Okay, so if my one child class is implementing two interfaces at a time,
Mm.
is it possible to implement?
Yes, one class can implement.
You said that it is not in Java, right? Multiple inheritance not in Java.
Yeah, multiple inheritance is not in Java, but one class can implement the interfaces, multiple
So it is
interfaces.
supported in terms of uh, it is supported in terms of interface, but not in terms of classes, right?
Yeah, not in terms of
Correct?
classes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Let me ask you the next question. Can you tell me why runtime polymorphism is called as a runtime polymorphism?
Yeah, because runtime polymorphism is called as a runtime because while runtime it shows the exception, it throw the exception, while runtime it throw the exception. That's why we called it as a runtime polymorphism.
Runtime it throws the exception.
Yeah, sorry, runtime it shows the errors.
Are you sure?
Yes.
A runtime polymorphism is called as a runtime polymorphism. Can you tell me with example?
Yeah, runtime polymorphism, we can achieve it by method overriding. So in method overriding, suppose we have one method and we in method overriding, we took the same method name, but in different class, and the number of parameters and sequence of parameters and the type of parameters is same. So while running the program, that time it will throw the error. That's why it's called
Why
runtime
it
poly.
will throw the error? Why it will throw the error?
Yeah, because one method is in parent class and one method is in child class, and the method name is same.
Would it be throwing the error? All right. Let me go to the next question.
Okay.
Okay. So can you tell me one second? One second. Okay. String is mutable or immutable?
String is immutable.
How it is immutable? Can you explain?
Yeah. Actually, when we take the string, suppose we take string S1 is equal to Java, and that time the memory get allocated in the heap, in the string pool, the memory get allocated for S1. That value is Java, and when we do S1 dot concat, and we are passing one more string, that is Selenium here. So then the S1 will make Java Selenium. So it will create again the new memory for Java Selenium. For S1, it will create the new memory. It will not change the previous. That's why the string is immutable.
It will not change the previous object. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have to do the mutable thing, like you have to modify the string, then what you will do?
So that time we'll use a string buffer and string builder class.
Okay. What is the difference between string buffer and string builder?
Yeah, so string buffer and string builder both are mutable class.
Oh, difference. I am asking about difference.
S- s- String builder is faster than the string buffer class because it's not a thread shape and it's not synchronized. That's why the string builder is faster than the string buffer.
Okay. Okay. Can I override the constructor?
Yes, you can override the constructor, but while overriding, you need to pass the different parameters to the constructor.
Is it overriding or overloading?
So if we initialize the constructor constructor, and then in constructor we pass the parameters.
But what is overloading? What is overloading? I asked you about overriding. What is overloading?
Yeah, no, constructor we can overload the constructor. We cannot override the constructor.
Correct. So
Yeah.
yeah, so your focus should be good enough. Okay, on the questions also. Okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell me the exception hierarchy?
Yeah, in exception hierarchy, we have the object top class in Java, and that object class is implemented by throwable class, and the throwable class is implemented by exception class. And again, exception class exception class is categorized into checked exception and unchecked exception classes.
Can you give me the example of some checked and unchecked exceptions?
Yeah, so some checked exceptions are like IO exception and SQL exceptions, and unchecked exceptions are like arithmetic exception, array index out of bound exception, null pointer exceptions.
Okay. What is the difference between static variable and instance variable?
Yeah, the static variable, we can access the static variable with the class name, and for accessing the instance variable we need to create the object of the class, and through object we can call to the instance variable.
But what is the technical difference apart from this? Why do we need to call directly using class and directly using object?
Um, um, because static variable, a static variable shared the common memory, and instant variable shared the heap memory.
Okay, good. Okay, next. Okay, how we will handle the exception? If there is any exception occurring, how we will handle it?
We can handle with the try catch block.
Okay, so will you add finally?
Yeah, we can add finally here, but when we add the finally, that time the finally must get executed.
What is the difference between try catch and try finally?
So catch block will get executed only when the exception is thrown, while the finally block executed always.
Okay, can there be multiple catch block for one try block?
Yeah, there will be multiple catch for one try.
What is the sequence of exception? Let's say few catch block have childs and few catch blocks have parent exceptions defined.
Okay. Mhm. So that time the exception should be from child to parent, the sequence.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah. Can you tell me if I'll make a variable as final, what will happen?
Yeah, if we initialize the variable as a final, then we cannot change the value of that variable.
And what if I'll make a class as final?
Yeah, if we make a class as a final, that time we cannot inherit that class.
Okay, and if I'll make method as final, then
Yeah, if we make a method as a final, we cannot override that method.
okay, okay, fine. So do you know collection framework?
Yes.
Okay. What is the difference between array list and hash set?
So array list follows the indexing mechanism while inserting the elements, and hash set follows the hashing mechanism, and array list follows the insertion order, and hash set does not follow the insertion order. And in array list, uh, the duplicate element it allows, and hash set does not allow the duplicate element. Uh,
Okay, why
yeah.
insertion order is followed in array list and why insertion order is not followed in the hash set?
Because array list follow the indexing mechanism. That's why it's the element while inserting the array list follow the insertion order, and in hashing we are using the hashing mechanism, so hash set does not follow the insertion order.
Okay. So what is difference between hash map and hash set?
Uh, yeah, so in hash set does not contain the duplicate element, but hash map has key. Hash map follow the key value pair. So in that key cannot be duplicate, but the values can be duplicate.
Okay. And which interface hash map implements? Hash map class?
Yeah, hash map class implements the map interface.
Okay. And hash set?
Hash set class implements the set and collection interface, methods of set and collection interface.
Okay, fine. Let's move on to the Selenium.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain me the code, like how to launch the website? What all methods you will use, what all interfaces or classes you will use, and just explain me.
So should I share my screen here?
No, just you can just tell verbally. It's fine.
Okay, so in Selenium, we need to first system.set property. So we need to write a code system.set property, and system is the Java class and set property is the method. And here we are passing the two attributes. The one is the key of the Chrome driver, yeah, and the other parameter is the path where our Chrome driver.exe file is there. And then we are launching the browser using WebDriver. Driver is equal to new Chrome driver line. So here WebDriver is a interface and driver is a instance variable, and Chrome driver is a class. So we are creating the object of the Chrome driver and assigning that object to the instance variable, that is driver.
Okay. Yeah. How many locators are there in Selenium?
There are 8 locators in Selenium, and the locators are ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, XPath, and CSS selector.
Okay. Why you will use XPath?
Because we are locating the element through the XPath, and XPath gives us the unique web element. That's why we use the XPath.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So how you will handle the drop downs in Selenium?
For handling the drop downs, we have a select class, and select the code line is select s is we are creating instance variable. Select s is equal to new select, and we need to pass here the we are inspecting the
What you
drop down, so we have to give their driver dot xml path.
you write select yes equal to new select, and into
Yes,
bracket you will give that element, right?
yes.
Why you will give that?
We are inspecting the drop down here, so that's
That,
why
that
we.
is that is a fundamental part. In terms of Java, why you pass that into the bracket? New select into bracket, you will pass that web element, right? Locator.
Mm, yeah, because select is the class, and we are here we are invoking the constructor, select constructor. So we
Okay,
are
good.
pass.
Yeah. What all
So
methods you use to handle the drop down?
for handling the drop down, select by index, select by index, select by value, and select by text.
All right. Yeah. What is difference between find element and find elements?
Yeah, so the difference between the find element and find elements is that find element will return the single web element, and find elements will return the uh, list of the web elements. And the one more difference is that driver dot find element will throw an exception if the element is not found while inspecting, and driver dot find elements will not throw the exception. It will return the list of 0 element.
Okay, if exception is thrown
Mm.
of the Selenium's class, how you will handle it?
Uh,
How many exceptions are getting thrown when you write your test cases? What type of exceptions do you see regularly?
Regularly, we are facing element not visible, element not selected, and yeah, and also timeout exceptions, web driver exceptions.
How you will handle those exceptions?
Actually, right now I am not able to recollect.
Okay, okay. You have used the automation framework. There you have to write the code, common code to handle it. Okay. Next, next question is how you will handle keyboard and mouse actions. Can you brief about it? In Selenium?
Yeah, for handling keyboard and mouse mouse events, we have a actions class, and yeah, here actions action is equal to new actions, and we are passing the instance of the web driver, that is driver.
Okay. So how you will handle the alerts in Selenium?
Yeah, for handling the alerts, we have alerts class. So by using that class, we can handle the alerts.
Is it
And
class or interface?
oh, sorry, alert is a interface. It's not a class.
Okay. What all methods are there in the alert interface?
In the alert interface, the methods which I know is accept and dismiss methods are there.
All right. All right. Yeah. Next, I would like to ask you, what is the difference between explicit wait and fluent wait?
Yeah. So explicit wait. Explicit wait is a type of wait which wait for particular element until the expected conditions specified is met. So and in fluent wait, we in fluent wait we the polling interval we provide here until the maximum timeouts. So the driver will try after that each polling interval try to find the elements.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. So how you will handle the window handles or pop-ups?
Yeah, for handling the windows, we have driver dot get window handle method. So by using that, we can handle the multiple
Okay.
windows.
Okay. Let's say there is one table. Okay.
Mm,
You have to automate it.
yeah.
It has columns like item name, item number, item name,
Mm,
price, and next to price there is a buy button for each price in the last column. Simple, right?
okay.
Item number, item name,
Mm,
okay, item price, and next to price there is a column where in against each price there is a buy button.
mm,
Got it?
yeah.
Now you have to select the second largest price, item with the second largest price. You have to find it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to click on buy button to buy that item.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Understood the requirement?
Yeah, yeah. Mm. So
Okay,
here the
but there is no
item number, item name, price, and for each row there is a button for buy.
buy button. Got it?
And
Correct.
okay, and we need to select the for
Second
largest
largest,
price, second
yeah, and you
largest.
have to select the buy button next to it. Okay,
Okay.
but there is no sort button to sort the price column.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Okay, you have to automate this test case. Now just tell me which core Java feature you will use to automate this test case and which Selenium feature you will use to automate this feature and how you will
So
automate step by step. Tell me with your way. You should take a deep dive while telling me.
mhm. So here we need to compare the item prices.
But first you need to get that prices, right? from that page?
Hmm.
So who will get it from that page? Selenium or Java?
Yeah, I think Java will get the prices.
Can Java read talk to the browser? Can Java talk to the browser?
Yes, Java can talk to the browser through the
Then
driver.
why we are learning Selenium? If Java can talk to the browser.
No, Java cannot directly talk to the browser. It can talk to the browser through the driver.
Selenium, yeah.
Yeah.
Then how you will read it using Selenium?
So here we'll get attribute method we'll use. So from get attribute methods we'll get the value of that prices.
How you can get it? Is it possible? Do you know how to handle the dynamic web table?
No, actually, I didn't encounter such a scenario that I'm handling.
How to handle the dynamic web table? Okay, in Selenium.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So actually, Sandeep, sorry to disturb you, but as I read somewhere that handling the dynamic table, so first we need to like child and then parent.
We need to get all the rows numbers, then column numbers.
Okay.
Then we have to go to the price column with the XPath. We have to get all the values. We have to keep them in the array list. Okay. Then we need to sort the array list. And then from the top second, we have to compare it with other. Then only we'll realize that it is top second or not. Okay. The first three
Okay.
elements. So yeah, because they can ask you the real time, or they can give you the test also to automate such tests. Not such test. It would be easy than this, but I ask you the
Okay.
complex question.
So for
Okay.
this, I need to go through dynamic web table, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
100% you will get questions on that. Okay. What are the advantages of page object model or page factory?
So the advantages of page object model, what we'll do, so for each web page we have a separate page file and a separate test file. So we here we
Is
are
it a file or class? Is it a file or class?
yeah, it's a separate page class file and a test class file.
Okay, yeah.
It's not a file, it's a class.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay.
When
So
you think about this, like Java, you should mention that the name it as class. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. It
So
creates
for
more meaning.
so for each web page we have a separate page class and a test class. So here we are keeping the code clean, and the advantage is if we have some UI changes, so we need to change only the page class. We no need to change the test class. So form will provide this advantage.
We don't need to use the test class, and need to use
No
page.
need to modify the test class, only need to modify the page class if there is some
What is
UI
the advantage
changes.
of it? It's okay. We don't modify. But if we
Yeah.
modify, what happens? What is the disadvantage of modifying it?
Modifying the test class.
You said that not modifying, we do not need to modify the advantage. Why? How it will make your life easy?
So here we are only modifying the page class, right? So we are saving the time also.
Why?
Time and
So how you will save the time? You are modifying in the test class. Same thing you are modifying in the form class. So
no,
what
we are
time?
only modify the page class. We are not modify the test class if the UI changes is there.
Okay, let's say you don't have your form class. You write it in the test class. Correct? Then you said that I mean, it will save the time of modification. So there also one method, here also you can write one method and modify. How it will save the time?
In test class, we not write the method. In page class only we write the method, and we call
Okay.
that method from the
Mhm.
test class.
Okay, so how it will save the time? I will say I have to create the object of that class in this class, then call that method. So it will waste my time, I will say. If we speak about time, I'm not correct right now,
Okay.
whatever I'm talking, but if I say like this.
No, because we are here we are using the code again and again.
Yes,
Reusability of code is there.
reusability. Yes, okay, it's a reusability. What
Yes.
all things included in each page object class?
Things means in
What do you write in? Only methods you will write in the page class?
yeah, we only inspect the element and write the methods in page class.
Inspect the element, but you inspect it in browser, right?
Mm.
Then how do you inspect in the class with the coding? So you add the object repository, page class constructor, and page operation methods in that class. That's what I was expecting. Got it?
Okay. Page object, yeah, object
Each
repository.
page specific class. Okay, fine. Reusability code is organized, easy to maintain. That's why
Okay.
we use the page object or page factory design pattern.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the test ng. How you will rate yourself in test ng out of 1 to 5?
3.
3. Okay. What do we mean by TDD? Test driven development.
Yeah, in test driven development, we have only the test data is there.
No. Okay.
Actually,
What is the
that is
difference between what is the difference between TDD and BDD?
yeah, BDD. I know that BDD, the main purpose of BDD is to make the project role, that is QA developer and product owner, to understand the scenario.
What is the difference between TDD and BDD? So
In
it's a
BDD,
test driven development, that is a behavior driven development.
yeah.
Okay? The first difference. Now what is the difference between test and behavior? That you should tell. Test ng is a TDD framework, Cucumber is a BDD framework. Okay.
Okay.
That's a lengthy topic. Now I'll move to the next question. Why you will use test ng framework?
Because we integrate the test-ng framework with the Selenium to achieve the advantages of the test-ng, and the test-ng allows to prioritize the test method. Then test-ng will generate the detailed HTML reports. In that HTML reports, we can see what are the test script are passed, what are the fails, what are the skipped test script, and also test-ng has some different assertions to check the expected and actual results, and also test-ng provide the parallel execution of test methods, and also we can group the test methods. Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me the test ng XML configuration, how you will group the test cases and why you will group the test cases?
Yeah, so grouping the test cases, so the in the test-ng.xml, we have the tag group, and in that grouping, we include the group name there. If we have the regression suite, and we want to group that, then we add smoke test and sanity test also in that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, okay. What is the difference between before test and before method annotation?
Okay, so the difference between before before test and before method is that the before method will get executed for each method of test annotation, and before test will executed only once for all the methods under the test annotation.
Very good. Yeah. Can you tell me the configurations to run the test cases parallelly in test.ng XML and in the class?
Yeah, in test.ng XML, we have a parameter tag, and we provide the name and the value there, and also parameters annotation is there.
Okay. Yeah. Can you explain your framework structure?
So we are using the POM design pattern and the Cucumber framework. So we have the page classes and the test classes, and then we have first we have the actually Sandeep, that framework related question. I am a bit confused with that.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. It's a big topic.
So
Yeah.
better what I think, if interviewer will ask me about the framework, then what I am thinking, I will say them that I was not there when that framework is
No,
built, but
no. But you should
no.
tell na, where you are adding the test cases, right?
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. If they will ask about framework, just tell that it was like initial level framework. I used
Okay.
to add the features in the feature file.
Mm,
Okay. And I used to, I have a runner class to
mm,
generate the glue code.
mm,
Okay. And I used to copy that glue code and paste it in the step definition class.
mm,
And I used to add the annotated methods given when then. Okay.
mm. Okay. Okay.
And I used to add the assertion in the step definition class. Okay.
Mm, mm,
And my page operation methods were in the page specific class. Okay. You
okay.
can listen this video
Recordings. Yeah.
by getting the recording from Vishwas later on,
Yeah.
coordinating with him, and just deliver this sentence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
What is the difference between scenario and scenario outline in BDD Cucumber?
Yeah. So the scenario outline is when we want to execute the same scenario multiple times with multiple different data values. That time we use the scenario outline. And
Okay.
for executing the scenario outline, the scenario outline keyword must followed by the examples keyword, and examples keyword specify the different values.
Okay. Okay. What is the difference between tags and hooks?
Tags and hooks, right? So in hooks, generally we write the address before and after the method. That methods get executed for each methods under the test annotation. That is hook. And one more is what? Tag.
Is there @ test annotation in